And to discuss his legacy in Russia, France 24's Nick Holdsworth joins me on the line now. Nick, thanks for being with us. Gorbachev, hardly a popular figure in modern Russia, is he? In those elections of 1996, he got less than 1% of the vote. How do you explain his unpopularity in the last decade or so?
Gorbachev was a complex character, and what we have to remember is that he was trying to shift the Soviet Union from this very stuck and archaic economic model where people didn't really work properly. There was no effective production. There was a lot of absenteeism. He brought in these changes to restrict the sales of vodka and other strong spirits in order to try to address those issues. So, he was trying to make the Soviet Union work and keep the Communist Party in power. And in effect, what he did, he unleashed powers and actions that ran away from him. The Soviet Union collapsed, and he got lumbered with the blame, where, in fact, a lot of the extreme issues of poverty and lack of work and all those sort of issues in the early 90s were the result of neoliberal policies that were introduced by Yeltsin in association with the oligarchs, strongly supported, I must say, by Western and American advisors at the time. So in a way, Gorbachev got lumbered with this image as being the man who oversaw the collapse of the Soviet Union, when a lot of the damage was actually done after he'd already left office.
And there's been much debate, hasn't there, Nick, about what Gorbachev's relationship was like with Vladimir Putin. How would you characterise it? Because at least at the beginning of Putin's tenure, Gorbachev publicly supported him.
I think that Mikhail Gorbachev wanted to give the new president a chance. I mean, obviously, there'd been a couple of terms of Yeltsin after Gorbachev, and Gorbachev was no great friend of Yeltsin. He gave him the benefit of the doubt. He later changed his view, although he was always very circumspect. Now, and Putin has issued this statement today. It's a very carefully worded message where he doesn't really criticize Gorbachev. He says he was a politician, a statesman who made a huge impact on the course of global history. At the same time, the Kremlin hasn't confirmed whether there'll be a state funeral for Gorbachev, which would be unusual. And the Kremlin spokesman, Dmitry Peskov, was less guarded, saying that Gorbachev had given an impetus to the end of the Cold War. He believed there'd be an eternal romantic period between the Soviet Union and the West. That didn't materialize. And the bloodlust of our opponents has shown itself, said Peskov.
Really interesting. Thanks for your analysis. Nick Holdsworth for us there.